Are we good, guys?
You are good to go.
All right.
This is where the music will be playing. Hey, this week's Barbell Shrugged podcast brought to you by Modelo. It's a tasty drink. When you drink it, you feel like you're from Latino country.
We're going to have to edit that out. All right. That was Chris Moore. I'm Mike Bledsoe. We're here with Doug Larson and with our guest, Alex Maclin.
How's it going?
He this past weekend he just qualified for the University Nationals for weightlifting. So we brought him in. We thought we'd talk to him about his first weightlifting competition ever, and just kind of how that went. So we're gonna go ahead and just get started. Fire away at Alex.
We also have our guest Lisa Mack.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking to Lisa Mack a little bit later too. She doesn't know what she's going to talk about, but
we'll talk to anybody. Anybody in the room. Anybody who happens to pass through.
So, Alex, tell us about making weight for the competition. So, tell us where you were, where you had to be.
Is your first experience cutting weight for a competition?
Yeah, I've never had to cut weight. I was a track athlete in high school, so we didn't have to bother with that. But so this is the first time I had to make a weight, and I needed to be in this class because the qualifying total for the 70 kilo class was easier for me to make than the 85 kilo, which is what I would have been. So I started off in the beginning of January, right after holidays, and I weighed about 182 pounds.
What was the date of the meet?
The date of the meet was February 4th, so that gave me pretty much less than a month because I started a little bit after New Year's, so it gave me less than a month to lose, like, what is that, 15, 16 pounds? Yeah, I lost basically about 16 pounds.
So 77 kilos is how much then?
77 kilos is 169 pounds. So, 13 pounds. Yeah, I lost about 13 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually weighed in at 167.7, so I lost more than what I needed to lose, but it was tough.
You go.
It was really hard.
How much of that did you lose right before? You obviously you try to taper down a little bit, but most weight loss is going to happen.
The first, we'll see. Like, I was trying to eat normally, but just cut calories, but that wasn't really working. So
then you weren't eating normally. You were cutting calories.
Oh yeah, I wasn't eating normally, but I was just trying to cut down on, like, I guess the quantity of food that I was eating.
Yeah.
And but the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I went to Mike Bledsoe, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna make it. I was freaking out because I think I was still about 6 pounds over, and I wasn't losing any more weight. So he was like, all right, no more carbs at all. No fruits, no nothing. You can only eat green leafy vegetables, which basically is like spinach and kale.
Gross.
Yeah. And I actually never had kale before, but I actually really like it. So I'm glad I got introduced to that.
It's a superfood, Alex.
It is good.
Do you know what a superfood is?
Yeah, it's got
can gather
a lot of antioxidants and all that kind of stuff in it. Yeah.
Fucking B12 vitamins and shit.
Yeah, you can lose a lot of weight really quickly eating it. So
if you eat enough to give yourself diarrhea, you will cut weight.
Well, actually, I didn't get any diarrhea. It's quite the opposite, actually. But
I don't think he was eating enough leafy greens.
But so I can only eat leafy greens and meat. So basically, that's what I lived off of for about 2 weeks, and I lost weight very quickly.
How did your training feel the last 2 weeks?
It didn't really actually affect it much. I actually had more energy during the day and during training. I felt a little bit weaker, but not so much. I had a really for like one day I had a headache and stuff, but I realized I looked that up, and that's actually withdrawal from carbohydrates. Cause
nothing a little coffee won't fix.
Don't drink coffee.
And you're probably also feeling a little bump from your taper, I imagine. You cut your volume the last 2 weeks probably quite a bit, right?
1 week.
1 week prior.
So it's not such a big deal to cut calories then if you're beating yourself up a lot less.
Right. I mean, I was still lifting pretty heavy. I lifted heavy up until like about 5 days out from the meet. So the last heavy session I wasn't doing too well. I remember Mike was like, "You can't miss 90%," because I was missing some snatches, and I was getting, I don't know, maybe it was nerves or something, like maybe I was a little tired, but it got me kind of worried, but it all worked out.
I've been there where you're a week out, you're days out. My first competition, I went into the warm room 2 days, maybe like a day and a half before the meet. Like I was lifting on a Sunday, I went on like a Friday. The first flights of this big national meet were lifting the next day on Saturday. So I go in the warm-up room. Like one thing I did before the meet, I got to Columbus, Ohio, and realized, oh shit, for 3 days, I forgot to take my creatine. So I went and bought a Twin Lab bottle of creatine capsules and ate like 45 capsules in 2 days. I was like, I must correct this error in my...
Swelled up with a bunch of water, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was like 370 pounds. Didn't really make shit what I weighed. I wasn't cutting anything. But I got in the warm-up room. It's like, I'll just stretch out, see how I feel. I've been in the car. And I did like 135 on the bar out of the squat rack. And it felt like 500 pounds. I go, oh shit. Oh shit, man. What am I going to do? I'm going to bomb out of the competition. So that night I had to go watch, I think we may have watched like the first Jackass or something to that effect, just so I could watch something to distract me. The rest of the time I was a complete basket case. Just complete out of my mind. Like the Faction 101 people.
Was this the same meet that I went with you?
This was IPA Nationals that Dave Tate threw in 2002 was my first ever competition.
Okay,
my first ever competition was a national meet. It was a qualifier for it. They let you just go compete. It was huge, though. It was a 3-day competition. So, yeah, the nerves are completely natural. And then when you start missing a lift that you know you should be getting, oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that I didn't really... the couple days out, I wasn't feeling too good, but Bledsoe assured me.
Did you actually make weight the day before, or did you have to cut water weight?
I had to stop drinking and eating. I think we stopped in Nashville to eat lunch. I was really actually happy that I could actually eat because I think that morning I had weighed in maybe like a pound over. And so Mike was like, well, you can eat something. I was actually really happy because I would have been struggling if I had gone like a full 24 hours without eating or drinking anything.
What did you eat?
I just had like a little salad.
Salad bar at Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah, which is actually pretty good.
High quality.
Ruby Tuesdays got a good salad bar.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good, but
free range, organic, locally sourced.
And you get Bison Burgers.
You can?
Oh yeah.
There's no such thing as corn-fed bison, is there?
Yeah,
done that?
I found that out a while back. Was like 70%.
Nothing is sacred.
Yeah, well, they grain finish them just like they do cows.
Wow.
You can picture just like a warehouse full of fucking buffalo crammed shoulder to shoulder.
You know what? It was funny because I was like, I'm eating bison. I'm eating good. This is grass fed. It's gotta be. It's bison. And then one day, I somehow stumbled across it on the internet, and I was sorely disappointed.
Man, I don't like to eat at any chain restaurant just for that reason. Because one, I can cook way better than these assholes in the back of cooking. And two, I realize they're sourcing the cheapest possible food. Like if you go to Bahama Breeze and order the coconut shrimp, they're pulling frozen bags of coconut shrimp out of a deep freeze and fucking throwing it in vegetable oil and frying it, and then giving it to you for $20 for 5 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I try to eat out.
It's egregious. I think egregious means wrong. It makes me friggin' mad. I get somebody says, "Oh, hey, we're going out. You want to go like on the border on a Friday night?"
No.
On the border. I don't know how on the border can justify its existence. Who's going in there and ordering that disgraceful version of Mexican food? Like, if they just knew what Mexican food actually was in comparison to whatever this...
they make it to American taste.
Guacamole, pureed,
Chris,
neon green.
They don't care. They don't care.
They make it to American taste.
All right, Alex. So
and that speaks to what America is now.
Yeah. So you cut weight. You landed right on right on the button almost the next day, right?
I was about almost a kilo under. So I had a lot of spare room to go.
2.2046 pounds for American friends.
Yeah, I was about 2 pounds under, so I had a lot of leeway room, which I was happy about. So I don't have to. Maybe next time I don't have to freak out so hard.
So 12 hours out, you didn't. So you went without water or food for 12 hours, and I want to hear. Tell me about your mother's response to this.
My mom was really worried.
Your mom's a sweet lady.
I don't know.
She loves you very much.
I try to tell her, you know, like you can survive at least 3 days without water, and she was like, oh my god,
you do 12 hours only.
Yeah, she's like, you did 12 hours without water. Oh my gosh.
Try 2 days.
She started like really freaking out. She's like, well, you're not gonna have enough strength. What if you drop the barbell on your head or something? Like, I don't know. Like she's very protective, but I tried to assure her that I was all right and I was gonna be fine. Yeah. I'm 25. Yeah. So, I mean, everything went well. It wasn't that bad.